Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah. Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah.
Alhamdulillah, wassalamu wa rasulullah. Welcome to another session of our Sunnah Followers Tawheed class. And for the Tawheed class, we have been studying the names of Allah. And to study the names of Allah is in and of itself an art, because it doesn't entail memorizing how to pronounce the names, but instead being able to break down the meaning of each name and then look around you and see the proofs that Allah has given us as to how He is, whatever the name is. And then after noticing the proofs around you, then to take that name and apply it to yourself as an attribute. It's not an easy process, as many of you have discovered during this series. It's not an easy process, but it's not that complicated either. It simply entails speaking from the heart. It simply entails looking and pondering and reflecting upon the trials in your life. Look at your life. Look at the trials that Allah has sent your way. Look at the blessings Allah has sent your way. And then from those trials, from those blessings, take what you need of His name. It's not really that complicated to do, but it's not easy as well. And so let's get into the name for today. And I did post it up yesterday on Facebook for everyone to look at. And we're going to work together here. Let me open it up so everyone can see, inshallah. And let me make it so that you can concentrate on the names. And let me also log into Facebook using my other account. Okay. The name for today is El-Adil. El-Adil, El-I, that's the Ain, El-Adil, El-Adil, El-Adil. Look at the Arabic of it. There's one of the questions, and I really like this question. One of the questions that one of the people asked Imam Morsi yesterday, because we had our open forum and Sheikh Morsi answered questions about Islam. One of the questions that someone asked him was, do we have to learn Arabic in order to be a Muslim, in order to make it to paradise? And he gave the answer. The only Arabic that any of us has to learn is El-Fatiha, how to perform your prayer in Arabic, particularly El-Fatiha, because the Prophet said there is no prayer without El-Fatiha. Arabic is not a religion, guys. It's just a language, just like Francais, just like Anglais. It's just a language. So nowhere does Allah say that we have to learn how to read the Quran in Arabic or even to speak Arabic other than El-Fatiha. Okay, so, but we all as Daya, we all as teachers, we all as people of knowledge, we encourage you to learn how to read the Quran, because you see the beauty of the names of Allah. This is one of the good things of learning how to read. For example, a lot of people would look at this name and say El-Adil. El-Adil. That is not the way you pronounce it. If you make it El-Adil, that's a different word, which has a different meaning. This is El-Adil. This is short, not heavy. This is a short vowel, not a long vowel. This is an Ain. El-Adil, 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 not El-Adil and not El-Adil. not el-adil, not el-adil, because again, that changes it into a different word. So this is el-adil. And what does el-adil mean in English? It translates in English to mean the one who is utterly just. Utterly just. Utterly just. And now let's break it down into even more plainer, more simpler terms. What does it mean to be, what does the word utterly mean? Let's start with utterly. Utterly is a word we don't hear that often in English. Can someone go to dictionary.com and look up the meaning of the word utterly? Utterly. Utterly. Who can give us the meaning of the English word utterly? Anyone, please. Utterly. Dictionary.com. What is the meaning of the word utterly? And again, this is an interactive class, which means if you're typing, you can forget that. You better get the mic because I'm not looking at Zoom's typing. Zoom room means you're speaking. What is the meaning?
Completely, absolutely.
MashaAllah. Utterly means completely or absolutely. 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 Okay, so Allah is the one, wait a minute. The one who is absolutely. Okay, and now what is the meaning of the word just? Go to dictionary.com and give us the meaning of the English word just. We know that utterly means absolutely. So Allah is the one who is absolutely what? What is the meaning of just?
Based on or having according to what is morally right and fair.
The one who is absolutely right and fair. Good job, Sister Amina Fresno. So now, again, to understand the names of Allah, what we have to do is understand the meaning of the name. Allah, He is El-Adil, El-Adil, El-Adil. What does that mean? He is the one who is absolutely right. That means forever right. That means completely right. Absolutely, completely right and fair. Ponder that. Can any of us say that we are adil, that we are el-adil? No. We make mistakes. We make bad decisions from time to time. I cannot say that as a teacher, I am absolutely, completely, always correct. I make mistakes. I make them a lot. That's what I have Sheikh Morsi for, to come and clean up behind me when I do make a mistake. For example, let me give an example of a mistake. Okay, the dhikr beads. The dhikr beads. We are often asked a question about the dhikr beads, whether or not you can use dhikr beads to remember Allah. You guys ask me, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to ask you, do you know how to count? And if you tell me, yes, you know how to count, I'm going to tell you, then use your fingers like the Prophet did. But when you ask the true scholar, Sheikh Morsi, about dhikr beads, he'll tell you, even if you know how to count, you can still use them because they're serving the purpose of helping you to keep track. This is not an innovation. You're not making it an innovation in a religion. You're using it to keep track of how many times you want to remember Allah. And he gave the evidence where there was a companion that used to use rocks to keep count. And the Prophet asked him, why are you using the rocks? And he said, I want to remember Allah, say this Allah's name 100 times. And I want to say this one 100 times. And sometimes I lose track as to lose count as to how many times. So the rocks help me to keep count. And the Prophet did not stop him from doing that. That hadith is authentic. So that's an example how Layla is not always absolutely, completely just and right. I make mistakes. I'm just. I try to be just. But sometimes I'll make a mistake too. That's why we have to have others to correct us, other teachers over us to correct us. But Allah, He doesn't make any mistakes. Allah is forever correct. He is forever right in his decisions. He's forever right in his laws and what he says. And he is absolutely just. All his laws, all his rules, all his decisions are for our betterment. Whereas a person can look at me and say, Sister Layla was being oppressive. Sister Layla said I couldn't use my thicker beads. So that's kind of oppressive to me, because how do I know if I'm doing it 100 times or not? I want the reward of 100 times. Okay, but you can't say that Allah is oppressive. So that's the meaning of being absolutely, completely right, absolutely, completely just. None of us as human beings can say that. We are al-adil. We can try to be correct. I try to be correct when you guys ask me questions. I try to be correct. I try to be as absolute as I can. That's why I always give you dalil. But there's some dalil that is even more greater than the other. And the one that Sheikh Morsi brought forward yesterday, I forgot about that hadith. That hadith is more accurate than the one I've given you guys. So you see that? There's always someone who knows more than us and who is better than us. Alhamdulillah. That's the lesson that Musa had to learn. Okay, so now that we understand the meaning of what it means to be al-adl, or to be utterly just, absolutely, completely right and fair, I want everyone here to look around. Think about your life. Think about your life, your existence. Think about the world around you, and think outside the box. I don't want you guys to come up with be narrow-minded and come up with answers that are so common that an infant could think of. I want you guys to grow in your thoughts, be able to think outside the box. And who can come up with a proof? How does Allah prove to us that he is al-adil? Not adil, he is al-adil, 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 al-adil. Anyone, take the mic. People on Facebook, I can see your answers. You guys can type on Facebook.
Let me try while I'm thinking, while it's in my mind. Allah is utterly just in providing food for each of us, no matter where we were born. Every land has a different type of food to nourish the people. Only Allah could be absolutely, completely right and fair with that.
Okay, he provides sustenance on every part of the earth. How about that?
Yes.
He provides sustenance on every, that's good. That's thinking outside the box. Good job, Anissa. See how easy it is when you don't overthink it. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Allah provides sustenance on every part of the earth. No matter where you go on this earth, even in the desert, we can find sustenance. It may be a different form. It may be a scorpion. Okay. It may be a lizard, but we can eat lizard. We can eat that. We can eat a lizard. So Allah provides sustenance from every part of this earth for us to eat. Okay, anyone else? Give me another proof that Allah is completely right and completely fair.
Yes. Okay, how he multiplies our good deeds.
MashaAllah, look at that. Amina, that's the best answer of all. MashaAllah, he multiplies. That shows how he multiplies. Let me take these glasses off. I can't see close up. He multiplies our good deeds and keeps the bad equal to just one. That was what I was praying somebody would say. What does that mean? Whenever we do a good deed, Allah, the angels will write it down anywhere from 10 to 700 times. For example, I'm sitting here right now teaching you guys Islam. That's 10 good deeds, or it could be up to 700. But every time we commit a sin, that's only written down once against us. So if I were to go out and commit a sin, let's say I smoked a cigarette, that would be written down just one time against me. Whereas when I do something good, it's written down up to 700. Who could be more just? Who could be more fair than Allah? That's thinking outside the box. Good job, Amina Fresno. Anyone else? Give me another proof or example as to how Allah proves to us that he is the one who is completely right and fair. Let me see what they got on Facebook. Okay, Norto said he's fair in his punishment. Okay, can you give me some specific? You want to prove that Allah is fairer than a human could be. Give me a specific, Norto. A specific that I can use, because remember, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught the names of Allah, he taught them the way I'm teaching them to you. And remember, he was dealing with people who did not believe in God at all. They were pagans. They worshiped idols. So he had to prove to them that Allah is over any human and better. So you have to give me a specific, Norto, that a person that doesn't believe in God can look at and say, wow, there is a God. Because man can punish too. I can punch you in your face and your stomach and kick you in the gut and say, I just punished you. So I'm God. So no, give me something that is unequivocally Allah. Only Allah can provide sustenance on every part of the earth. Only Allah can multiply our good deeds and keep the bad equal to just one. Anyone else? Let me see who's here in the Zoom room that we don't hear from, that we need to hear from. Let's see. Sister Vicky. Sister, wait a minute, hold on for a second. Sister Vicky, can you come up with an example as to how Allah shows us that he is al-adl, that he is the one who is completely right and completely fair? Sister Vicky.
Alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
No, I really couldn't think of one. That's why I didn't say anything. I was just listening to the lecture.
Okay, let's see. Let me see somebody else that we need to hear from that we don't. Moody, can you come up with an example or proof that Allah shows us that proves that he is the one who is completely right, free from any bad or mistake, and also just? Moody, can you come up with one?
Assalamu alaikum. I just got here. What are we talking about?
The names of Allah. This is Allah's name, al-adl. Al-adl. He is the one who is absolutely, completely right and fair. Since you just got here, I'll let you pass this time. Sister Zaytun, go ahead. Zaytun?
I was going to say that Allah is the only one who completely gives without expecting anything in return, because humans will be giving you stuff.
What's a proof? Give me a proof that proves that.
Oh.
How can you show that Allah is giving? Because I can give you this, I can tell you that I'm teaching you this deen, and I don't expect nothing in return, but in reality, I could. I mean, something that you can see. It's got to be obvious. Remember, the prophet's dawah was to people who were pagans. My dawah are to those who say they believe in Allah, but in reality, they don't. There's signs right in front of your face that we don't see, that we don't acknowledge. Give me a proof that you can think of so much, guys. Amina Fresno and Sister Anissa got you off to a good start. Remember, the key word is being just and fair. You can come up with a million examples. Anyone would like to try? Go ahead. Walaikum salam. Who's that? Precious? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, even though we don't see it much today, what he did that is really fair and just is that he made men the providers and maintainers over women. due
MashaAllah. Good job.
Oh.
See how that's in your
Okay.
face, Zaytun? Sister Zaytun, you see how that is obvious. Allah knew what he was doing. He made men to be superior. He made men to be providers and maintainers over women, and it's obvious why. Because men have better strength. Their strength is the proof. You see what I'm saying, Sister Zaytun? You have to give something that we can see, something that is right, because Allah gives signs of his existence right in front of us. How can a pagan refute that a man is stronger than a woman, that a man is able to handle a fitna better than women can? Okay, that's a fact. Only Allah knew that. Okay, good job, Precious. Anyone else? Let me look on Facebook. Let me take Wait, hold on. I got to keep flipping these glasses off and on. Hold on. Guys, let me see Facebook because I don't want them to think I'm ignoring them. Okay. Israel said the fact that Allah never burdens us beyond our capability. And also, the fact that Allah makes tax obligatory to those who make more money. Good job, Israel. Laylee, that's not really getting on this. Sarah gave another good one. Allah makes the rules that are fair for all mankind. Good job. Okay, we got good answers here from Israel and Sarah. Let me open this up and put their answers here. These are definitely thinking outside the box. What's another proof that Allah is completely right, completely fair? Sister Israel said, he never burdens beyond our capability. Man can't do that. I can give you a trial that you can't handle. But any trials that Allah puts on you, after you get over it, you can say, wow, I got through that. That wasn't as bad as I thought. The fact that he doesn't burden us beyond our capability, that's something that only Allah can do. And also, she said the fact that he made tax obligatory to those who make money and distribute. Well, that can go in the same category with Sarah. The fact that, good job, Sister Sarah, he sets rulings that are just and fair for all mankind. Good job, guys. MashaAllah, this is excellent. These are great examples as to how Allah, great examples as to how Allah is al-adl. He is the one who is absolutely right. He is the one who is absolutely fair. No human being can say that they are absolutely, completely right and fair. And how does Allah prove this over us? Well, the fact that he provides sustenance for us to eat on every part of the earth. There's not one part of the earth, not the, even in the sea, in the sand, in the mountains, you can find food. Also, the fact that he multiplies our good deeds and keeps the bad just to equal one. Who else could be that right and that fair? Whenever you do something good, you're rewarded anywhere from 10 to 700 times. And when you do something bad, that equals just one. Okay. Also, the fact that he made men to be providers and maintainers over women. Who else makes laws like that? Allah knew that in the creation of the man, that men were created to be more physically prowess than us, emotionally more capable than us. So that's why he made men to be the protectors and maintainers over women. And also the fact that Allah never puts a burden on you that you can't bear. Whenever you're faced with a trial in life or a hardship in life, once you get through it, you say, wow, I handled it. Man can oppress you. I could give you a burden that you can't handle, that's beyond your capabilities. And also the fact that he set rules that are just and fair for all of us. Good job. MashaAllah. These are, is it that, who is that? These are great answers. MashaAllah. These are great answers. So now let's move to the second part, which gets a little bit more difficult. And y'all have to excuse me, my eyes. I'm having problems with one of my eyes today. I have a sty in it. And it's hurting like crazy right now because I'm moving my eyeball up and down. Okay, the second part, how can we take these examples that you guys have just given and apply them to ourselves as attributes? How can we take the example of how Allah provides sustenance to every part of the earth, how he multiplies our good deeds and keeps the bad equal to one, how he made men to be providers and maintainers, how he never burdens beyond the capability, how he sets rules that are just and fair? How can you incorporate them as attributes of yourself? Who wants to start us off? Go ahead. Start us off. Go ahead. And while you guys start us off, let me get some eye drops because it's hurting.
Okay, for
sustenance
the first
is,
one.
that's like food and drinks, correct?
Wait a minute, hold on for a second.
Sure
Give me a second. One person at a time. Okay, what was the question? Go ahead, whoever had the question.
Oh, yeah, I was saying for sustenance, that's food and drinks, correct? Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about the fact that we can eat from any tree around the world? So say like if we're stuck somewhere, I don't know how to say
How
it,
are you
like,
going to incorporate that for yourself? Allah provides sustenance on every part of the earth. How are you going to take that and make it an attribute for yourself?
So no matter where I'm at on earth, if I find myself without food, but I see a tree or some type of plant that has food, I can just eat from it.
We know that.
And
Allah,
I was going to add.
Wait a minute. Allah has provided that which is lawful for us and that which is unlawful.
Okay, that's good.
So we eat of that without allowing, and this is something because people trying to make stuff haram, without allowing others to change Allah's laws and make things haram to consume that he did not. And this is important because there are a lot of men out there and women who call themselves people of knowledge as we speak, who are writing books trying to make it haram, for example, for you to eat the meat of the people of the book, when Allah said that it's lawful. There's people trying to make it haram for you to eat from the ocean, when Allah said it's lawful. So we're constantly faced with people who are from different parts of this earth who want to try to make haram for us to eat things that Allah made lawful for us. So we know to ignore them. We know to not listen to them. We know to not allow others to change Allah's laws and make things haram to consume that he did not make haram. Okay, good job. What about some more? We got sustenance of the earth. We also have multiplying the deeds. We got men being providers and burdening, and go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. I just want to add something to that. What about if we're talking about being just in terms of sustenance on every part of the earth? There are parts of the earth that there are famine and people are not able to have access to food. Being just is also not being wasteful with food, being able to plant trees and other types of plants.
That's good.
And also being able to provide charity or zakat, paying your zakat on time.
Good job. We also work to not be wasteful with that which Allah has provided for us to eat. And we share the resources with others who may lack them. Good job. Who may lack them. Okay, good job. Anyone else?
And as we are going into the multiplying good deeds, as we share the resources with others, with what we have, we are adding good deeds to ourselves.
By doing this, we are, good job for Anissa.
I'm awake.
Adding good deeds to our scales.
Yes.
That will be in our favor on the day of judgment. Good job. See how easy it comes when you speak from the heart and not try to overthink it and sound poetic or any of that.
And by doing all that, we can do all that while we're also kind and treating people the way we want it to be
Okay, now we ain't got that as no attribute. Hello, this is El Adil. This is not kind and all that other stuff. That's a different name.
I was going with how it said how Allah is just and fair to all.
Okay, but what's the example? You don't add what you want to the name. We came up with these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. We didn't come up with being nice to people. That's not one of the things we came up with. You got to make your answer stick to what we have listed here.
No.
Providing sustenance on earth, multiplying good deeds, men being providers over women. None of that mentions anything about being kind to people.
I'm talking about treating others because it goes with.
Okay, it doesn't. It goes with that name, but didn't nobody here come up with that? You guys see, that's the challenge. You can't make, and this is what makes the way I'm teaching you hard. This is the way the prophet taught the companions. He told them, don't sit here and make up your own stuff. You should have gave that as an answer. You didn't. These are the answers we gave. And the reason being is so your situation may be different than mine, but you may find yourself one day faced with my problem, and you're going to have to handle it. Okay, so Allah is just and fair. We could have came up with a million ways of proving it, but we didn't mention nothing about treating people. So your answers have to stick to what we mentioned, which was sustenance, good deeds, providers and maintainers, burdens beyond capability, and rulings that are just and fair. Don't make your own stuff up. Okay, you should have gave that as an answer for the above, but nobody came up with that. Okay, Latifah, I hear you moaning. You got something to add. Wait a minute, let me look at Ahmad on Facebook. Hold on, guys. I got my eyes cleared. Oh, a lot of answers. Let's see. Since Allah multiplies our deeds and bad equally, He's not equal. Sister Norto, Allah does not multiply our bad and good deeds equally. If that's the case, and if you do something good, it's only written down one time. Allah does not do it equally. So your answer is not acceptable. Whenever I do something good, it's 10 to 700. Bad is 1. That's something that only Allah could do. I would be equal because a human, but Allah is above being equal. So your answer is wrong. Isra, when I have food on my table, I humble myself and express my gratitude to Him and not be arrogant by That's a different name. Humbleness, arrogance, different names, Isra. Stick with the suggestions given. Medina, in my job, I can practice the attributes of being right and fair by practicing equity. Okay, you're making up your own thing. We did not put equality as an example, Medina. You guys, you doing the same thing that Zaytun did. You making up your own meaning. You have to use the examples given here. You can't make up your own. You should have made it up when I first called on him. Let's see. Norto, since the law made men to provide, men should be quick to provide That doesn't make sense, Norto. Amma, since Allah multiplies our good deeds and keeps the bad one to one, I will not let Shaitan whisper, there no turning back for me. That doesn't really hit on it, brother Amma. Okay, Facebook failed at that. Anybody else? Let's look at the choices. Hold on, let me put it up so you can see. My eyes hurt. There you go. Latifah.
All right, I want to speak to Burton. I think I got that one.
Okay.
The fact that Allah doesn't put burdens on us greater than we could bear,
right?
Then we shouldn't allow our problems to make us angry. And
there you
like
go.
That.
Okay. Okay. Get the kid off the mic. Good point you made. Okay, for Medina and Zaytun and the rest of y'all who made up your own story, you see how she took the example of Allah doesn't place burdens beyond our capacity. She took that example and incorporated as an attribute by saying, whatever problems we incur in life, we know that we can handle them. Wait a minute. Handle them, so we do not allow our emotions to cause us to fail our tests and transgress the limits of Allah. Do you see that, Zaytun? You see that, Medina? Don't sit here and make up your own thing, saying that since Allah is just, I'm going to be just in how I treat people. That ain't what we talking about here. Since Allah is just, I'm going to be just in helping others. That ain't what we talking about here. Take one of these examples here and incorporate it as an attribute. That's what's hard. That's why most people do not understand the meaning of Allah's names, even though they say they do. Because if they did, they'd be some down Muslims. They would be strong, not weak. They'd be able to handle themselves without complaint. They wouldn't fall victim to the allies of Shaitan. They'd be of the forerunners. Okay, good job, Latifah. Anyone else?
Can I add one more?
Yeah, well, what do you mean add? As long as you're giving an answer based on the examples given, yeah, but you can't add no other example.
For the last one, he set rulings that are just and fair for all mankind.
There you go. That's a good one.
Maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe this one. How about speaking up for the ones that are being oppressed?
MashaAllah. That's how you do. Hold up, stop it. Keep that thought. Keep that thought. I want to appeal to Medina and the other sisters who are struggling with this, and Zaytun and the others. You see how she did that. She looked at the example given, how Allah sets rules that are just and fair. So how can you incorporate that into your life as an attribute? Say it again. Go ahead.
So speaking up for those who are oppressed, and also keeping your tongue or holding your tongue when you're not supposed to.
Good. See how she did that? Allah set the rules. One of the rules is we're supposed to speak up for those who are oppressed, okay? And hold our tongue only when it needs to be held. This is enjoining good and forbidding evil. You guys see that? When you break down Allah's name, you see all his obligations. Enjoining good and forbidding evil is an obligation for all mankind. This name, El-Adl, 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 enjoining good and forbidding evil falls in this name, under this name, being completely right, completely fair. Allah set the rules that are just and fair, so we will speak up for those who are oppressed and hold our tongues only when it needs to be held. When we see the rules and guidelines of Allah being transgressed, we will do whatever is in our capacity to enjoy what is that which is good and forbid that which is evil. And was that Elma who gave that answer? Or was it Zainab? Which one?
Zainab.
It was Zainab. Good. That's what I thought. Zainab has this. And so does Elma. They understand this. Okay? So do you get it? For those of you, you don't make up your own thing. Take what they have here and go with it. Anyone else?
For the last one.
Wait, let me get some water too. Go ahead.
For the last one, I wanted to say not to look at the rules of Allah as being inhumane and trying to replace that with man-made rules.
Hello. We accept that Allah's rules are better than man's, and man's. So we strive to uphold them over man's. Good job. Anyone else? See how she did that?
Yeah. Put it back up, Layla.
Wait a minute. I want somebody that ain't had a chance. Anissa, you got this. I'm trying to get those sisters that's having a hard time.
Can you put the thing back? Can you share it?
With screen share.
Okay. I want the people who's having a hard time to speak up.
Okay.
Let me see what they got on Facebook. Israel says, since Allah multiplies our good deeds, our do good deeds are acceptable by Allah and follow that bad deeds are good. Understanding that Allah never burdens beyond our capability, I will be patient to deal. Okay, we also want to put in there the part about the trials and tests. Okay, where is that at? Whatever problems we incur in life, we know that we can handle them, so we do not allow our emotions to cause us to
fail. Should be fail.
To fail our tests and transgress the limits of Allah. We remain patient and in acceptance always of his decree. When I look on Facebook and see all these Muslims still freaking out about different things that's happening in the world, and I'm like, move on. You can't get past that. You are weak. You need to go back and learn the names of Allah. And especially when these are people who are supposed to be people of knowledge that I see that can't move forward. You are not a person of knowledge, dude. You got to enjoy upon yourself first. Move forward. I could be a weakling too. I could still be living in the fact that I got to move and I don't have a place to stay. No, I moved forward. I flipped the credit card, even though it's going to cost me $4,000. Hey, I'm there. I'm here. I did it. I got through it. I'll worry about how to pay it the next time. Move on. Don't allow your trials in life to tear you down to the point where you can't move forward. You're still stuck. And a lot of Muslims end up stuck in life. Okay, anyone else? Let's read what you got so far.
Yes, I got.
Let's read what we got so far. Allah is El-Adl. 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 That means he is the one who is absolutely and completely right and fair. He proves this to us every day by providing sustenance to every part of the earth. Also, by multiplying our good deeds and keeping the bad deeds equal to just one. He also proves it by making men to be providers and maintainers over women, and by the fact that he never burdens us beyond our capability. And also the fact that he set rules that are just and fair for all mankind proves that he is the one who is absolutely and completely right and fair. So now, how can we take those 5 examples or those 5 examples and incorporate them into ourselves? Well, we know that Allah has provided that which is lawful for us and that which is unlawful. So we eat of that without allowing others to change Allah's laws and make things haram to consume that he did not do. We also work to not be wasteful with that which Allah has provided for us to eat, and we share the resources with others who may lack them. By doing this, we are adding good deeds to our scales that will be in our favor on the day of judgment. Whatever problems we incur in life, we know that we can handle them. So we do not allow our emotions to cause us to fail our tests and transgress the limits of Allah. Instead, we remain patient and in acceptance always of his decree. We will speak up for those who are oppressed and hold our tongue only when it needs to be held. When we see the rules and guidelines of Allah being transgressed, we will do whatever is in our capacity to enjoin that which is good and forbid that which is evil. We accept that Allah's rules are better than man's, so we strive to uphold them over man's. Good job. Look what y'all came up with so far. Anybody want to add to that? And again, based on what's here, not based on your own thing. Okay. Go ahead. Oh, hello. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, my sister. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Brother Shaheed. Let me hear from you because we've heard from them. Let's hear from Brother Shaheed.
Yeah, I was here. I was listening to everything, but I was probably like a couple minutes late. But I'm gonna try to do the best I can and try to see if I can answer this. But I from my perspective, the way I would take everything as Allah, puts me in that position, and just be patient and just, in Allah's sake, and just have the remembrance of Allah to thought, and just stay righteous and just deal with whatever's coming.
Okay, Allah places us in positions that others may think are unfair. Yes. But he knows what is best for us and gives us the ability to earn his love by simply handling our situation to the best of our ability. Okay, good job. He covered about 3 of them. That answer covers about 3 things: the good deeds, the burdens, and the rules. Exactly. Good job, Brother Shaheed. You covered 3 of those examples in that one answer.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. That shows he's speaking from the heart. When it's coming from your heart, guys, it's a powerful thing to speak from the heart. It flows out like water. And look how he covered 3 categories in that one answer. Anyone else? Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The way I implement the one with how the males are, the providers and maintainers, is the fact that I try to instill into my boys. It was right there and I just lost it. But I instill in my boys since they were little that they take care of us. Like, oh my gosh, I had it all good to say.
Okay, hold on. We instill in our children that men and women are equal spiritually, Yet they have different positions and roles in life. Good job.
Yes.
There is no mistake in Allah creating them that way. Good job. Good job. Because a lot of people today want to try to say Allah made a mistake creating women and men to be different. No, there is no mistake in Allah's creating women and men to have different roles, you know, because Allah knows what's easiest and what we're best for. Where did my granddaughter go? Okay, good job. What you doing? What you? Yeah, it looks nice. I said when I get through it, just gonna put some more stuff in my eye and I'm gonna go somewhere. Yeah. It's really nice outside. It was raining earlier. Okay, let's read what we got so far, guys. Allah, He is the one who is absolutely, completely right and fair. He proves this to us by providing sustenance on every part of the earth for us, by multiplying our good deeds and keeping the bad ones to just one, by making men to be providers and maintainers over women, by not burdening us beyond our capability, and by setting rules that are just and fair for all. Well, we know that Allah has provided that which is lawful for us and that which is unlawful. So we eat of that without allowing others to change Allah's laws and make things haram to consume that He did not. We also work to not be wasteful with that which Allah has provided for us to eat, and we share the resources with others who may lack them. By doing this, we are adding good deeds to our scales that will be in our favor on the day of judgment. And whatever problems we incur in life, we know that we can handle them. So we do not allow our emotions to cause us to fail our tests and transgress the limits of Allah. Instead, we remain patient and in acceptance always of His decree. We will speak up for those who are oppressed and hold our tongue only when it needs to be held. When we see the rules and guidelines of Allah being transgressed, we will do whatever is in our capacity to enjoin that which is good and forbid that which is evil. We accept that Allah's rules are better than man's, so we strive to uphold them over man's. Allah places us in positions that others may think are unfair, but He knows what is best for us and gives us the ability to earn His love by simply handling our situation to the best of our ability. We live our lives instilling in our children that men and women are equal spiritually, yet they have different positions and roles in life. There is no mistake in Allah creating them that way. MashaAllah, what a beautiful, beautiful, breakdown of this name, El-Adil, El-Adil, El-Adil. You guys did a very good job. And I can see you guys getting better and better each day at it. I can see it becoming easier and easier each day. The people who are struggling are the people who are not consistent. Okay, for those of you who are having a hard time, it's okay. Everyone here had a hard time in the beginning. I want to strongly encourage you to join this class every day. Try to be here every day. Try to do the homework. When I post the name up at night, look it up yourself and get a head start. Ponder the meaning. And remember, it's all about taking the examples that we come up with and incorporating them into yourself. Somebody else's example may be a hardship for them. Your hardships may be different, but faced with, you never know when Allah will face you with their hardship. This gives you a jump on how to handle it. And by the way, this is the way the Prophet taught the companions the meaning of Allah's names. And I don't see any other daya in the West teaching it like this but me. They do teach it like this in the Muslim countries. In Egypt, it's taught in Egypt this way. I know for a fact because my teachers were Egyptian like I am, and they were the ones that taught me this. Okay, Egyptian people know this. They learned this. Okay, so I'm going to close out here for today. I am very proud of the answers you guys came up with. Please follow the schedule. By the way, I got a couple of people asking me about my hijab. This is not a pashima, but this is what Sister Jamila Pasha is selling right now. For you, she's gonna be starting her fast track fashions after this class. It's right there on Facebook. If you guys like this head scarf I have, she has a bunch of these in different colors, different designs. You can order them. They're not pashimas, but they're long enough like a pashima where you can wrap it like one. And it's really lightweight, but it's not see-through. It's lightweight, but not see-through, and it covers you well. So if you like this, head scarf I'm wearing, take a screenshot. And Jamila Pasha at Fast Track Fashions, she'll get you covered. Okay. All right. So I'm going to close out here for today. Make sure you guys are here for the class at 11 p.m. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.